What's up, everybody? We are back again, and today let me tell you we have come a long way. We are no longer eating oodles and noodles with 83 Hades and this fucking abomination. Today we're going after one of the big boys in the rap game, even bigger than Mario Judah, and I'm not talking about weight. Today we are going after the man himself, the big time rapper, The Game. Because believe it or not, it seems like on every single level of the rap game we have some form of scammer, whether it's people in the trap metal scene who are really down bad, or people from the emo rap scene like Little Lotus, old time legends like Young Simi completely destroying their legacy, Slim Jesus clones like 83 Hades, one hit wonders like Mario Judah, and now we even have a mainstream industry artist with The Game scamming. And he ended up scamming another artist that I've actually previously worked with before, known as Little Uli Took. I've done a little bit of promo for him in the past, so I know who he is. He has a bit of a buzz going on right now. And it seems like The Game also noticed that because he immediately hops in the DMs saying, "Where you from? I see you working." He says, "Broward County. Thanks, I appreciate the love. I fuck with your music too." For a couple days, that's all there really is. A nice little interaction between two artists, an OG in the game reaching out to a young buck and telling him that he appreciates the work that he's putting in. But 6 days later, Little Uli Took decides to take his shot and immediately asks The Game if he wants to do a song. "Yo, what's up, Game? I've been grinding. I got my connections to succeed. I bring good work ethic to the table. I'm very strategic with all my releases and marketing game plans. I know my career will elevate regardless. Currently, I'm not very profitable, but my career has been rising steadily, and with your help, I know I can be better. I like to set up a meeting if there's anything you can do to get me to the next level." And honestly, I feel like he's selling himself pretty well here. Usually, I wouldn't recommend reaching out to bigger artists and asking them something like this, but since The Game ended up reaching out to him first, I feel like there is a chance he might answer. And The Game actually ends up responding saying, "You already know I'm always looking for artists to help promote and find real talent, you know? So if you're down, let's do something." He said, "Let me know when and where, and I'm here. That's my number." He then goes on to send him an open verse as well as a small snippet so The Game can listen to what the song sounds like and see if he really wants to jump on it. He responds to that by saying, "What's your budget, G?" And he says, "I got 4K right now. Let me know." Holy shit, 4K. I mean, I definitely think that is worth it for a game verse, but that's definitely a lot of money. Although if you think about it, people like Sos Mula charge like 10K for a verse, so maybe that doesn't quite even out considering the fact that a Sos Mula verse is definitely never going to give you a career and a game verse possibly could, although he is a bit older, so maybe it wouldn't mean as much. It's really hard to quantify the value of a verse in my opinion, because if you end up getting a verse with no cosign, no promo attached to it, it's really not going to do a whole lot for you. But at the same time, if you end up getting a verse from an artist who later pops off and you have an early song with them, you could also pop off. I mean, it happened with Smoke Perp and XXXTentacion, it happened with Iron Lil Gut and Little Pump, but nowadays I feel like getting a random feature from a big time artist is really only going to be a drop in the pan. But at the same time, I'm not really in the music industry like that when it comes to these big time features, so maybe it can open doors for you. The Game then responds by saying, "I got you with the feature for 4K real low, let me know, got you, G, usually more, but fuck it, I got you if you ready today." And low-key, that's a bit of a red flag right there. I feel like when artists say, "Oh, I usually charge more, but for you I'm gonna do less," it means they're not really getting that many features bought on the daily, because if you're making 10K almost every day off a feature, why would you sell one for 4K? You really mess with them that much? I don't know about that. I feel like this is a tactic that a lot of artists use to basically make the other artists feel pressured into buying the feature. They're like, "Yo, you know what? Usually I charge 10K, but today I'm feeling really friendly, so for you, only 4K, but you absolutely have to buy it today." Because if they gave you a couple of days to decide, you might talk yourself out of it, but by doing it this way, it basically becomes a once in a lifetime opportunity. "Oh my god, I love The Game, I grew up listening to him, and this is my one chance to get on a song for him for a reasonable price. If I pass up on this today, then I'll never get the chance to make a song with him ever again." He then responds by saying, "Wow, thanks. Can we shoot the music video? I'll book a flight today. What's your preferred payment method? Let's get the feature out the way first, G. One step at a time. Zelle or Cash App on the payment. Let's do Zelle." So immediately Uli's trying to get that music video, which I think is a very good idea, because after all, getting a simple verse from The Game definitely won't do too much for you, but if you get the whole music video with him, that definitely could open some doors. But as you can see, The Game is a little bit apprehensive and is immediately wanting that money. He goes on to send his Zelle, says, "Send screenshot when you're done and your number. Can we do PayPal? I don't use PayPal, G. That's great, I'll do Zelle." And that's immediately another red flag, because after all, if you use PayPal, you might be able to get your money back, but with Zelle, I don't think you can. And once again, again, this is a much bigger artist. You don't want to lose the opportunity. So if they want the money through Zelle, then you have to send it through Zelle, because after all, they might move on and work with somebody else, and you absolutely don't want that, right? He says, all right, G, send screenshot of payment. Bet, I'll send tonight. I thought you was ready, G. I'm ready. The cash is in the safe. I'm making moves right now. As soon as I'm at the crib, I'll deposit it and send it. Definitely by today. I bet. And then the game starts to get a little bit impatient, and he ends up responding a couple hours later saying, what's good, G? I got you in 2 hours, no cap. My bad. I've been hella busy. For a supposedly rich and very popular rapper, he definitely seems to be pretty antsy about getting that $4,000. I'm not really saying anything here, but it's definitely a little bit sus. And then 2 hours later, the game starts to get upset by saying, let's go. Yes, sir. On the way to deposit the cash right now. Yo, what's your cash app? Zelle has a maximum limit I can spend. He then sends his cash app and says, screenshot the payment when you're done for records along with your phone. He then goes on to send a couple more opens as well as sending the screenshot proving that he sent $4,000 to the game for that feature. Oh my god, that's a lot of money. The game then responds by saying, what's your cash app name? He says payment sent and beat and verse, links are above. He then goes on to send his name. He responds by saying, send song with open verse mp3 form to my Gmail, put your IG name and subject in 8 bars. What's your number? He then shows his number and the game says, send this to me. Feature, IG name, email, number. He's definitely being a little bit bossy here, but after all, like I said, he is a big time rapper, so he probably has a lot to go through, so he wants everything pretty clear and concise. Can't really fault him for that. The game then goes on to say, send this here, G. He says, my engineer is adding the beat to the verse right now. Alright, G. He sends all this information. Let me know when you send the email, G. The engineer said he'll need another 30 minutes. He on the way to the stew right now. Okay, let me know. 30 minutes later, the song is complete. He sends it to the game. The game says locked in, G, and everything seems good. And Uli Took even ends up tagging the game on his story but doesn't get a response. And then after that, an entire 20 days go by. On August 1st, he says, yo, not to rush you, just wanted an update on the feature, when you think it's going to be ready. 5 days after that, let me know. And well, you know the story by now. He goes ghost, no response. He ended up seeing that story post, but after that, he never sees any more of the messages, and he never gets him his money back. He never gets him the song, and he took over $4,000 from Uli Took. Now, could this have been a misunderstanding? Possibly. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying that it's not. I am saying, on the other hand, though, that if you're a big time rapper who's handling professional business like this, then it's definitely a mark on your own reputation. But I want people to understand that when I make these types of videos, I'm trying to rectify the situation. I see a lot of people after the fact go and give the features to the artist that they ended up scamming for a couple years because they're trying to save face, and I'm very happy that you go on to do that. But at the same time, were you going to do that in the first place if the video never came out? It's so easy to go make something right after you've already been called out for being a scammer and now the heat is on. Immediately you want to go get the person their feature, but if you never got called out in the first place, you absolutely would have never given that person their song. And then you got people like Little Lotus who get called out and still don't give the people their music. And it's super sad to see that this is going on with mainstream artists too. I mean, I would expect it from somebody like Little Lotus or any of these underground guys who are definitely hurting for money. They don't work a normal job and they don't know how to make ends meet. But for somebody like The Game who's supposedly rich and works in the mainstream industry, why is he trying to do this? I feel like at this point, don't even sell features if you know that you're not going to be able to get them back, because after all, like I said before, $4,000 is a lot of money. Like $400 is also a lot of money, but $4,000 is more money than most of these underground rappers have in their bank account right now. The amount of promo that you can buy for $4,000, all the playlisting that you could get would definitely put you in a better position as an artist. But after all, like I said, when you get reached out to by a big artist like this, you immediately want to get on a song with them, not only for clout, but probably because you want to have the cachet of being on the song with somebody like that. And it's just really sad to see that time and time again, these artists take advantage of the fans and the people who supported them that got them to the money in the first place. You're rich because of the people who supported you. You're rich because of the people who listened to your music for all these years. And now you're going to scam those very same people. Very sad. But hey, here's hoping that The Game might see this video and actually end up sending that feature to Lil Uli Took. And if he does, well, at least he got a little bit of promo on top. So maybe it will end up being a good situation in the end, or maybe The Game is going to ignore it because after all, he's a big artist. He doesn't really have to pay attention to a YouTube video. I don't know, man, but you see so many videos of people talking about why the rap game is dying. I feel like it's because of stuff like this. People are so greedy, egotistical, and willing to take advantage of anybody that they feel is smaller than them. There's no camaraderie. There's nobody trying to work together to put themselves in a better position alongside somebody else. Artists are so quick to screw somebody over if they think that they can get a little bit more clout than them. They're so willing to cut somebody off immediately after they do something bad, while at the same time, if the artist is bigger than them, they'll continue to support them even if they do terrible actions like, you know, beat a dog like Xavier Wolf. It's a very rotten world, man, I gotta tell you. You could even say that it's a twisted world. Alright, that was corny as hell, but anyways, if you guys liked the video, definitely subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to to 4K right now. And if you really like my videos, check out the main channel, Twisted World. We're trying to get to 20K on there. We're trying to push big numbers, and we're not even scamming anybody to do so. Shout out to Knife Gang. Shout out to Lil Uli Took for letting me share his story. And Game, get him that feature, man. Come on. Anyways, see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye.